So tell me, why is it that it seems that Muslims seem to be fighting all the time?
Islam has been hijacked by extremists. These extremists are known as mullahs. They are self-proclaimed clergy who have very little knowledge of Islam and a tremendous ability to distort the true teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
So what are these requirements for war in Islam?
Islam states that in the Holy Quran in Surah Hajj, that a war is only to be fought in self-defense. In fact, one is first urged to live with his aggressor, to the extent that he should make peace with the aggressor and live in peace, even if it is difficult to do so. And if you must persevere, it would be better for you. If this is not sufficient, if the aggressor chooses to continue to chase you and continue to make worship difficult for you, then you should leave. Even here it's not said that you should make war with the aggressor. No, you should leave and form your own settlement. Then, if the aggressor comes and torments you, chases you in your new dwelling, if he drives you from your home, then you are allowed to fight in self-defense. This is exactly what was found in the history of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He was tortured in the city of Mecca, and visiting another city, Taif, they stoned him. The children stoned him to the extent that his shoes were filled with blood. And in Mecca itself, if it was not for the protection of some family members and his uncle, they wished only to kill him. In fact, it was only at the point when they were attempted to murder him that he migrated. When one is permitted to or advised to leave that area, he then went to Medina and formed a separate community of Muslims. But the enemy, the Quraysh, was still not happy. The idolaters wished that the belief in one God and the religion of Islam would be exterminated. So they chased him in Medina, and it is from that the Battle of Badr came about. At the wells of Badr there was a battle fought only because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was forced to fight, and the Muslims were forced to fight. It says in the Holy Quran, that fighting was ordained for you even though you find it repugnant. One can deduce that the Muslims did not want to fight. The Muslims were weak. The Muslims liked love, they loved God, and they loved prayer. They were not interested in fighting. They only fought because it was required for the preservation of their faith, for the preservation of the ability to believe in one God and to pray freely, for freedom of conscience and for liberty of thought. Thus, these are the requirements of war, and these requirements are for the protection of a people.
So, can an Islamic war be used to protect other people, non-Muslims?
Absolutely. The injunction in Surah Hajj is that these wars are maybe necessary for the protection of the people in the churches and the cloisters, as well as the synagogues and even the mosques. And mosques are mentioned last. So primarily, one is allowed to take up arms not just to defend his own faith, but to defend these other faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and the followers of myriad other faiths. Thus, Islam allows war in defense, not only of Islam, but all the other faiths, and for general freedom of conscience. This is an inalienable right that one must defend his own nation, including his ability to pray and to believe in God as he pleases.
Now, that's a very refreshing perspective. So tell me, how is it that you know this?
I know this because I'm a Muslim who believes in the Messiah.